So when it comes to players right-clicking stuff to activate things in maps, people often resort to the same kind of stuff. Right-click a wooden button to open the door? Yeah, that's pretty boring. Step on a pressure plate to open a door? Also quite boring. Some people will go the extra mile and use piston doors, which is a little bit more exciting. Other people will just have a button, which is right next to a command block here, and then poof, something will happen. In this case, I've just got the door breaking down. However, I think we can do a little bit better than this. So you probably clicked on this video because this is a one command creation, and yes, that's right. But it's a one command creation and also a tutorial on how to improve your find the button maps or just maps in general. So I've got a bunch of blocks which I'm going to teach you how to improve with right clicking. So if I were to right click this note block, poof, it goes, and this is all wireless. If I were to right click this redstone block, poof, it goes. Trapdoor, also with the fence gate. The furnace is a little bit more complicated, but as you can see, it works. So before we get into the tutorial, I want to go over the one command here. Tiny little thing, easy to install into your world, so give ap command block. All you have to do is just paste in the command, click always active and then done, and this structure should appear in your world if you followed the instructions correctly. And so this is for map makers only, right? So it's not really a survival thing, as it's more of a map maker thing. So basically I've created right-clickable redstone ore for you guys to do because I think that can be universal anyway. The rest of the tutorial will be about just right-clicking stuff in general, but I thought this command creation would just help you out just a little bit. So I'm going to activate it here, and I get a new item called a redstone receiver. Now the redstone receiver doesn't really do much once you place it down. I mean, you can see when I right click the ore, nothing happens. However, if I place it next to an impulse command block set to needs redstone, and I have a command here saying, for example, redstone ore number 1, and I right click, then the nearest receiver will pick that up, that I've right clicked this redstone ore. It also works as a pressure plate as well, so as long as I'm standing on this, that will be constantly activating. So yeah, I thought that was a really fun creation that I just do. So if I went all the way over here, it picks it up. So it always goes to the nearest one. So if I were to place one here and have redstone ore number 2, then I would right click this and it picks up number 2 there. However, you got to be careful because it picks up the nearest one to the player. So if I were all the way over here, it picks up number 1 because that one is closer to me. So you just got to be wary of that if you decide to use this in your own map. So now I'm going to go over how I did the right-click detection for each of these individual blocks. Now I know that there's a method for villagers and shulkers and that, but I'm not going to go into that this episode. So for this first one, it is simply a button that is connected to a impulse command block, which just does a command. In this case, I've got a fill command. There will be a card on the screen for the fill command tutorial if you want to check that out, but in the meantime, bam, there you go. Here we have a note block here. Right, and as we know, note blocks are tile entities. If you click them, the note changes. If I were to step on this and go /block data, the block underneath me, and just have curly braces like that, then you can say that this note is note number 8. If I were to do that again and then see how it increments, okay? So let's take a look at this command. We're testing if there's a note block at this exact coordinates. You can see the coordinates here by pressing F3 and see exactly where you're looking at, or you can type in something like /set block and then press tab 3 times like so. That also works. So if that's true, if it finds a note block with a value of note 1b, so you've right clicked it once, then this conditional fill command block will activate, or whatever command block you want to activate. If you want this to be resettable, then just add another conditional command block here and just change this set block test4 command block to a set block one here. So if I were to change this one to say a particle, so let's go execute all maybe particle lava at their position, and let's have 100 lava. Every time you right click this, you will see that that works just fine as well. So you can make it resettable like so. The trapdoor is a little bit more complicated. You right click that and it explodes. We are testing if the trapdoor has a damage value of 1. Now this is pretty complicated because if I were to just set block a trapdoor right here and trapdoor 0, you will see that it's facing north and it's on the bottom half and it is not open. However, if I were to go trapdoor 1, you can see the requirements change. Instead of facing north, it's facing south now. If I were to go trapdoor 2, then you can see it's facing west. Trapdoor 3 is facing east. So you just got to be careful about these things. Trapdoor 4 is actually open and it's facing north and on the bottom. So you just got to experiment with those just so you can get the correct damage value in the end. So trapdoor 1 would be facing south this way. So that's just something that you have to experiment with quite a bit. The fence gates are very similar to the trapdoors. If I were to set block a fence gate 0, then you can see it's facing south and it's not in a wall, it's not open and it's not powered. But if I were to go fence gate 1, then you can see it faces a different direction. If I were to go fence gate 10, then you can see it's actually powered. If I were to go fence gate maybe 5, then as you can see it's facing west, it's not in a wall, it's not powered, and it is open as well. So in this case I've just got fence gate 4, which is a fence gate which is open and facing south and not powered. The furnace is a lot trickier. Let's take a look. So as you can see, we need a scoreboard objective, add furnace, and as you can see it is a stat furnace interaction. So that means every time we right click a furnace, our interaction score will go up. So let's go scoreboard objective, set display sidebar furnace, and as you can see we have a furnace score now. Now if I were to go away from there and right click, as you can see our furnace score increments every time I go into the furnace. Okay, so let's go towards here. As you can see it gets set back to 0 once I do that. So we're testing for a player whose X location is -299, 57 and Z location -59. As I said before, to work this out you can just press F3 and see exactly what you're looking at. And yes, I know that you can remove these, but for the sake of this tutorial then I'm keeping it. We're saying only if you're within 6 blocks, because you can't right click a furnace if you're more than 5 blocks away, and if your furnace score is 1 then you are tested for. If that happens then your furnace score gets set back to 0 and then the custom command will then activate. This can also work for brewing stands and cleaning banners and all kinds of things as well. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. It's a lot more polished than just using buttons and things like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with all of these techniques. Sometimes they might be useful, but I'm just saying that this is just another way of creating cool effects like that. Hope you enjoy the one command, but for now, thank you very much to my many Patreons now, which is awesome. We have Kyle, MrDemonN, Patrick, Mike, mblohr, and yes, very warm thank you to you all. This video was brought to you by them, but for now, thank you all very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.
You have chickens, you need to fly through the sinks. It gets faster.
Oh, okay.
It's the most
What?
It's horrible.
What the? Oh, okay, so you press shift to go down and then space to go up. Oh my.
I hate it.
Wow. Oh no, I missed one. MrDemonN, are you sure you've never played Hypixel before?
No.
You're coming third, and this is like what, your first time? You're coming second overall.
Yeah, first time.
Wow.